Power is often imagined as something loud, visible, and dominant. But real power behaves very differently. It does not compete for attention or seek validation from the crowd. True influence works quietly, shaping outcomes without announcing its presence. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because understanding why power avoids the spotlight reveals how control, leverage, and long-term authority actually operate beneath the surface of public attention. 1. Visibility attracts resistance. When power becomes visible, it naturally attracts resistance. Public attention invites scrutiny, criticism, and opposition from those who feel threatened or excluded. True power understands this dynamic and minimizes unnecessary exposure. By remaining out of the spotlight, influence can operate without provoking defensive reactions. Quiet authority avoids becoming a target. Decisions can be executed smoothly when they are not publicly contested. This strategic invisibility allows power to move efficiently, reducing friction and preserving long-term effectiveness. 2. Attention dilutes control. Public attention often shifts control away from the decision-maker. When actions are visible, they must cater to perception, opinion, and narrative. Power that avoids the spotlight retains autonomy. It can act based on strategy rather than approval. Visibility creates pressure to perform, explain, and justify. Silence preserves flexibility. By staying unseen, power maintains freedom of movement, allowing decisions to be adjusted without public consequences or reputational risk. 3. Spotlight rewards performance, not authority. The spotlight favors those who perform, not those who control outcomes. Public figures must constantly reinforce their image, while real power operates behind the scenes. Authority does not require applause. In fact, dependence on recognition weakens influence. Those who hold genuine power focus on results rather than appearance. They allow others to take credit when useful. By avoiding performance, power remains grounded in substance rather than spectacle, ensuring durability beyond trends and public moods. 4. Silence preserves strategic advantage. Speaking publicly reveals intentions, priorities, and limits. Power avoids unnecessary speech because information is leverage. Silence keeps options open and opponents uncertain. When intentions are unclear, influence increases. Others react without fully understanding the plan. Strategic silence allows observation, adjustment, and timing. Power that speaks only when necessary controls the narrative, rather than being consumed by it. The absence of information becomes a tool, not a weakness. 5. Public exposure increases risk. Visibility magnifies risk. Legal, financial, reputational, and personal vulnerabilities grow under public attention. Power avoids the spotlight to reduce these risks. Privacy protects assets, relationships, and decision-making. Quiet operators can correct mistakes discreetly and adapt without public consequences. By minimizing exposure, power maintains stability. Risk is managed internally rather than amplified externally. This controlled environment supports long-term sustainability and resilience. 6. Influence works best through indirect channels. Direct displays of power provoke challenge. Indirect influence guides outcomes without confrontation. Recommendations, introductions, incentives, and quiet negotiations achieve more than public declarations. Power understands that shaping conditions is more effective than issuing commands. By operating indirectly, authority appears natural rather than imposed. Others believe decisions are their own, reducing resistance and increasing compliance. The spotlight disrupts this subtle mechanism, which is why power avoids it. 7. The spotlight creates dependency on approval. Public visibility conditions individuals to seek validation. Power that relies on approval becomes reactive. It must constantly satisfy expectations. True authority rejects this dependency. By staying out of the spotlight, power remains internally anchored. Decisions are guided by strategy, not popularity. Independence from public opinion preserves clarity and confidence. Power that does not need applause cannot be controlled by criticism. Silence becomes insulation against emotional manipulation. 8. Longevity requires discretion. Power that seeks attention burns quickly. Trends change, audiences shift, and public favor is unstable. Discretion supports longevity. Quiet influence adapts across cycles without being tied to a single image or era. By remaining low profile, power survives leadership changes, economic shifts, and cultural transitions. It evolves without being scrutinized. Longevity belongs to those who understand that lasting authority grows quietly, not loudly. 9. Spotlight confuses image with reality. The spotlight rarely reflects reality accurately. Public narratives compress complex systems into simplified stories that are easy to consume but fundamentally misleading. When visibility increases, nuance disappears. Power, however, operates in layers of complexity, timing, relationships, and constraints that cannot be reduced to symbols or personalities without distortion. Those who understand this avoid the spotlight intentionally. By remaining private, influence stays anchored in facts rather than mythology, and in strategy rather than performance. Decisions can be made based on real conditions instead of public expectations. 10. True power does not need recognition. The final truth is simple. Power that requires recognition is already weak. Real authority knows its position and does not need confirmation. It allows results to speak quietly over time. By avoiding the spotlight, power remains focused on substance rather than self. It moves patiently, deliberately, and effectively. Recognition may come later or never, and it does not matter. Control exists regardless of who is watching. Power avoids the spotlight because visibility weakens control, attracts resistance, and shortens longevity. Silence, discretion, and privacy protect influence and allow it to operate freely. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because understanding this principle helps you recognize real authority, navigate power dynamics wisely, and build influence without unnecessary exposure or noise.